The Assyrian Empire was the terror of the ancient world, a ruthless war machine that stretched from the Mediterranean to Persia. They crushed kingdoms, burned cities, and enslaved entire peoples. But in the 7th century BCE, in the lands where the Nile flows, one African king dared to stand against their might. His name was Taharqa, the last great pharaoh of Egypt's 25th dynasty, and a warrior who defied one of history's most brutal empires. Today we uncover the remarkable story of Taharqa, a Nubian prince turned pharaoh who fought to protect his kingdom, his people, and their heritage. His battles were not just military campaigns, but a clash of civilizations, faith, and power. This is the story of a king whose courage echoed across centuries, a story largely forgotten but never defeated. To understand Taharqa's reign, we must first understand the world he inherited. The Assyrians, led by kings like Sennacherib and Esarhaddon, had built an empire unrivaled in cruelty and efficiency. They used iron weapons, terrifying siege engines, and psychological warfare, spreading fear to break resistance before battle even began. Egypt had long been a prize for empires, its wealth and strategic position coveted by neighbors and invaders alike. For centuries, Egypt was ruled by native dynasties, but by Taharqa's time, foreign powers had risen and fallen. It was the Nubians, the people south of Egypt along the Nile, who had risen to claim the throne, ushering in the 25th dynasty, known to history as the Black Pharaohs. Born around 710 BCE in the Nubian kingdom of Kush, Taharqa was part of this proud lineage. From a young age, he was trained in warfare, statecraft, and religion, the three pillars of ancient kingship. He was a skilled horseman and archer, and learned the sacred rites of the Egyptian gods, whose favor was essential for a pharaoh's legitimacy. When his cousin Shebitku ruled as pharaoh, Taharqa served as a general, leading armies against enemies on Egypt's borders. His reputation grew as a fierce and clever commander, able to inspire troops and outmaneuver foes. In 690 BCE, after Shebitku's death, Taharqa was crowned pharaoh in the great city of Thebes, now ruler of both Egypt and Nubia. Taharqa understood the threats around him. The Assyrians were advancing, their sights set on Egypt's riches. He knew that open battle alone wouldn't guarantee victory. He needed alliances and strategy. He supported Judah's king Hezekiah against the Assyrians, sending troops and aid. This alliance delayed the Assyrians' plans and bought crucial time. The Bible even mentions Taharqa, king of Kush, coming to defend Jerusalem, a rare acknowledgement from ancient scripture. But the Assyrians would not be deterred. Esarhaddon, the Assyrian king, launched an invasion in 674 BCE with thousands of soldiers, siege engines, and cavalry. Taharqa met them head-on. The battles were fierce. Taharqa's armies used their knowledge of the Nile's terrain to set ambushes and defensive positions. Nubian archers rained arrows from hidden ridges. Egyptian chariots charged through enemy lines. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, Taharqa's forces struck with precision and ferocity. Ancient inscriptions boast of his victories, smashing Assyrian camps, capturing prisoners, and forcing the enemy to retreat. For a time, it seemed the Assyrian juggernaut could be stopped. But war is rarely decided in a single battle. The Assyrians regrouped and came back stronger. If you think one king could stop an empire, you haven't heard the full story of Taharqa's struggle. Subscribe now to Silent Dynasties and join us as we continue to bring these forgotten legends back to life. In 671 BCE, the Assyrians returned under Esarhaddon's command with overwhelming force. This time, they captured Memphis, Egypt's ancient capital, and pushed Taharqa's forces south. Taharqa fled to Thebes, where he prepared for a last stand. Thebes, rich in temples and culture, was no longer just a city. It was the heart of resistance. The Assyrians besieged it, and after brutal fighting, they sacked the city. Temples were looted, statues destroyed, and many citizens taken captive. Taharqa retreated to his ancestral lands in Nubia, ruling from Napata until his death in 664 BCE. Though defensive, his spirit lived on, a symbol of resistance against overwhelming odds. Taharqa was also a builder and religious reformer. He expanded temples at Karnak and deepened the worship of Amun, the chief god of Egypt and Nubia. His statues and inscriptions survive as testaments to his reign, blending Nubian and Egyptian styles. His legacy influenced later Nubian kings and inspired pride in African leadership long before modern nationalism. He stands as a reminder that courage, faith, and determination can challenge even the mightiest empires. Taharqa's story is more than history. It is a lesson in resilience and identity. A king who refused to bow, who fought for his land, faith, and people against impossible odds. If you found his story inspiring, share this video with others hungry for the truth. Subscribe to Silent Dynasties for more untold stories of Africa's greatest kings and warriors.